butterflies are in the above the motel driveway. That's the Warner house, the motel driveway. And they're up in that tree up there. These are motel driveway clusters. It's pretty shaded here. In addition to the motel driveway clusters, there's some over in that area where the new pines are that were planted in the early 90s. I'm going to zoom in on them. So the butterflies are back clustering in exactly the area they were in the 40s to the 70s. Which was the motel driveway area up there and down through here. And all these trees here are new. You know, you have the old growth that lost their leaves by the 70s, and so this was practically all bare ground in the 80s, and there were no butterflies here. And I was one of the people that were telling the city they should replant this area, and then it would bring the butterflies back. And that's what's happened. And during the time, during the 90s and 2000s, when this was mostly bare ground, the butterflies were forced to go over here into the neighbors' yards. In order to get access to the sun, in order to have a place to cluster on, because you know, like I said, this was all bare ground in the 90s. And so the nice thing about getting the butterflies out of the neighbors' yards is that there's a couple of advantages. One is you don't have to purchase the neighbors' properties in order to, you don't have to expand the sanctuary boundaries with taxpayer dollars. And the second advantage is the butterflies are more protected over here from the winter storm winds, because you have the southerly winds come this way and they blow this way, and so you got two layers of trees protecting the cluster area from southerly winds, so the survival during storms is better, and they don't get beat up like they did over here, exposed to those winds. There are also some clusters around the corner here. You can see some eucalyptus trees I've got here too, which is a good thing because some of the see the brown foliage. Some of these pine trees have pine pitch canker disease, so their growth is going to be stunted. They might even die. It's hard to tell. But with these eucalyptus here, they can essentially rescue the sanctuary in case the pines die, because they can make up for some of the lost wind protection. This is a fruit tree. It looks like a fruit tree that they're nectaring on. Only a few because it's still cold. They're probably not allowed to use certain kind of pesticides and stuff, right? This shows all the people looking at the butterflies in the motel driveway. Butterfly Grove Inn Motel. This is part of the motel, and the clusters are just beyond the other side of this building, and this is a neat example of how the building helps shelter the clusters from easterly winds. So development isn't always a bad thing. This is the southern boundary of the sanctuary. Actually, so they're in the neighbors' yards. We're looking at the neighbors' yards. The monarchs used to be up in that area. In fact, this is the first year where they're not in the neighbors' yards in February since the 1970s. The butterflies used to have to come over here to get in the sun in February. But now that the tree cover has been restored on the sanctuary property, the butterflies don't have to come over here anymore. So there's no need to expand the sanctuary boundaries. There's no need to preserve any of these trees. They can all be cut down if they want. It wouldn't hurt the cluster area. So I'm opposed to expanding the sanctuary boundaries. Big waste of money. I should mention it's still possible that a part of them could come over here during the next couple of weeks just before they migrate. The portion of the population that wants to be in a hot environment just before they leave, but they may just be able to find enough sun on the sanctuary. But if they did come over here, it's still a remote, it's a possibility they could come over here. Part of them, maybe half, but it doesn't look too likely so far.